we have got a lot to get caught up on. So we're going to have a quick update about the young man that was missing on the Caribbean Princess. Today, Princess Cruises has announced another celebrity chef partnership, which is another exciting addition to what they are going to be offering on their ships. We're also going to be talking about excursions, some things I think you should keep in mind when you're looking at your excursions and booking them through the ship. And then finally, Alaska. A lot is going on in Alaska as far as that fire in Denali National Park, and I'm going to talk to you about it. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Tuesday, it is July 9th of 2024, and I wanted to thank all of you for your well wishes. Thank you. I really appreciate your thinking of me and keeping me in your prayers. I am feeling much better today, and I'll be completely better before we know it. So let's start at the top with a quick update about that young man that went missing from the Caribbean Princess. If you're new around here and you haven't heard this story, a young man, 14 years old, disembarked from the Caribbean Princess there in the port of Warnemünde in Germany and went missing. So it was Thursday morning that he left the ship as it pulled into dock there, and they finally were able to locate him on Saturday evening, Germany time there, and fortunately he was safe. There is no evidence thus far of any foul play or anything. They used technical information, so I think they probably, my guess would be, tracked him with his cell phone. They found him about 120 miles south of where the cruise port is there. And Princess flew his mother over to Germany, and he was traveling already with his grandmother. Of course, she disembarked the ship when he went missing, and so they've been reunited and everything is okay again. So I am really grateful that we had such a happy ending to that story, and I am sure that somewhere along the line there will be a review of systems and how you let a minor off the ship without the parents. At the same time, I'm not really familiar with what all the rules are about that, and so that's at least everything ended well with this young man. The next thing that I think it's really important to talk about is what's going on in Alaska right now. So we know that we have had that fire in Denali National Park, and I see a lot of people talking about it in Facebook groups, on Reddit, on different places where people talk about cruise things. And one of the things that I see coming up an awful lot is what is going to happen with cruises and cruise tours to Alaska this summer. So first of all, the update, the National Park Service says that tomorrow morning, July 10th, on Wednesday, the park is going to open again to guests. It's going to start at 4:30 in the morning. The park will officially open again. There are just two areas that are not going to be open for everyone right off: the Riley Creek Campground and the Horseshoe Lake Trail. Those areas are going to have to remain closed because they still have some of the firefighting operations, of course, going on there, but the rest of the park is supposed to be open for visitors. So that's a really good step forward. Another thing that I think it's really important for everyone to know, that if you have a cruise scheduled to go to Alaska this summer, don't worry about it. It's not going to impact your cruise at all. Don't worry. Everything is okay with that. When we think of the cruise tours in Alaska, a couple of things. First of all, if you're going to visit Denali National Park, I am certain that no matter who you are going on that cruise tour with, whether it's Princess, Holland America, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, whoever you're doing this with, they are going to have the situation well in hand. One thing that made me really happy is again and again, people shared reports of how when they had to leave the lodges earlier than was scheduled for their tour, anything that has been rearranged with their cruise tour, all of the staff have gone above and beyond to take good care of everyone. So you don't have to worry about accidentally being in an area where you're not supposed to be with a fire going on. That's not a worry. I don't know know what all of the changes are that Princess, Holland America, Celebrity, everyone is going to have to make based on everything that is still going on in the park there. But we will keep an eye out, and if any of you happen to be booked on one of the cruise tours coming up and have received anything, or if you're there right now, I would sure appreciate an update. I'd love to see it in the comments. Send me an email and I'll share it with everyone, but we'd really like to know. So I want you to know you can't worry about it. The other thing that I think is so important to remember is you can't just cancel your cruise tour now. When I think of where we are with it being July 9th, usually those final payments are due 90 days out. So pretty much from now to the end of the cruise season, final payments have pretty much been due, unless you've got something, very late in the season there going into October. That would be maybe one that you've not paid in full for, but pretty much everyone is paid in full. So please be aware, read through your insurance policy if you're deciding to cancel your cruise tour, because just having a national park fire or a fire is not a reason that most cruise, not just cruise, but any travel insurance policy is going to allow you to cancel your trip. So I don't want you to think that you've got the flexibility to cancel and then you just lose your money. If it were me, I would still go, because you know what? We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, as far as if we think, oh, well, I'll just go next year. You never really know what next year is going to bring. And at the same time, things will be different. So Denali National Park and the areas where those fires are, they're not going to be the same again. I think of back at one of the national park fires that keeps coming to my mind with this would be Yellowstone. In 1988, remember they had that tremendous fire and it burned a lot there in Yellowstone. But people still love going to Yellowstone. They still love going to see what there is to see. There's still a wildlife. It is still a remarkable place to visit. And of course, the years have passed by now and there's new growth there. But the same thing is true of Denali. I would say that if you can go see it when there's just been a fire with anything going on, it is still a very special place to visit. And I also think that the cruise lines, like I said, they are going to go out of their way to make what they can do for you on your cruise tour something extra special. If you can't do one thing, they're going to offer something else, and it would be something that you wouldn't have gotten to do anyway. So there is always something good to look for, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from those of you who get to go and those of you who happen to be there now. So please let us all know, because we're excited to hear. Alrighty, a really exciting update from Princess Cruises. Like I said, they have announced a brand new celebrity chef partnership. So you think of all the different kinds of cuisine that Princess offers on board. I would say that pizza is probably one of their most popular. Even before they had Alfredo's, people loved pizza up at the Slice Pizza place. For a really long time, people have said that Princess has the best pizza at sea. I hear other people say that maybe MSC does. Of course, it just depends on what you like in your pizza, where you're going to enjoy it from. But the announcement today from Princess Cruises, they are announcing that they have got an exclusive culinary collaboration with pizza chef Tony Gemignani, if I'm saying his name right. He is the 13th time World Pizza Championship and the undisputed greatest pizza maker in modern history, is what they say. And so he has developed 5 unique pizzas that they are going to start serving, first of all, on the Sun Princess in Alfredo's. And then this summer they are rolling it out, which I would say should be pretty soon, because we are this summer rolling it out to the other ships in the fleet at their Alfredo's pizza. So apparently the chefs who work in Alfredo's receive training from Chef Tony on how to do his crust and how to do everything to make the pizza just like he does. And so I think this will be kind of fun to see. I'm really interested to see if this makes more people eat at Alfredo's or not. So in the comments, tell me, would you eat at Alfredo's now, whereas maybe you wouldn't have paid that $14.99 charge before? If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, Alfredo's is now considered a casual dining location on Princess. It's $14.99 a person. You get what they call the fixed price menu. So you get your appetizer, your main course, and your dessert. and if you want something else, you have to pay extra for it. But truly, just with being on the Regal Princess, and in April we were on the Discovery Princess, Alfredo's, you could have shot a cannon through it and not hit anyone for most of the time. They were not busy at all. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to hear from you if you would be willing to pay that fee now in order to eat there and try this world-renowned pizza chef's creations there. So let me know that. And then here's another fun thing that they're doing in association with that, and I'm really excited. I hope they cover this in the press so that we can see it and get some information on it. But on July 12th, Princess is going to try to set a Guinness World Record, having the largest pizza party at multiple venues with fresh from the oven pizza prepared by the master chefs who learned everything from Chef Tony, apparently, to serve pizza in Alfredo's. So I'm excited to hear about that. So if you're going to be on a Princess ship on July 12th, so that's just coming up this week, like Friday, let me know, okay? And let us know what it looks like. Send some pictures, post them on our Facebook group. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, you should. It's Let's Go Travel Tips. And anyway, so this is kind of exciting. It seems like Princess is really going out of their way, clearly, to try to have a lot of very special culinary options on their ships. I think of, they've got the Butcher Block by Dario. That Dario Cecchini is I don't know if he's the most famous butcher in the world. He just easily could be. Then they've got, Rudy Soderman, who is their head chef at Princess Cruises there. They've got what he does. They've got special winemakers they work with. They've got that Rob Floyd, the mixologist for the drinks. They've got the, let's see, I have his name here, Makoto Akua, who is the sushi master chef for sushi there, the restaurant they've got on the Sim Princess. And then, of course, Brito, who is the artist for all of the artwork there and loved by Brito. And so Princess is making some pretty exciting moves as far as culinary collaborations go. So let me know, and this would be fun to talk about in the comments too. Let me know what you think about all of these culinary collaborations Princess is doing. Does it make you more excited to sail on the ships where these particular dining venues are available? I know Alfredo's is, available on all the ships, but when you really think about it, a lot of these others are just on the Sun Princess. So will you be booking the Sun Princess just to try these out? I think that's really interesting to know. Alrighty. Now we're going to talk about excursions for a minute. Every once in a while, I like to try to go over some cruise basics, and this really came up with to my mind yesterday. Let's Go family member posted over there in our Facebook group how she had been notified that there were excursions for sale on Princess. So she went in, paid for some of her excursions that she wanted, and then on Sunday, when the sale was supposed to be over, she noticed that the prices were just the same, which I know companies can do this. I think it's kind of uncool, though, to say you're having a sale and then you just leave the price the same. At any rate, it made me think of the fact of a few things that I think we all need to keep in mind when we're booking our excursions for a trip. So if you decide that you're going to book excursions with a cruise line, the number one rule that I would say is when you see an excursion that that's what you want to do, I think it is really important to book it. Always be aware that whichever cruise line you are sailing with, that excursion is not officially booked for you until you pay for it. Doesn't matter if your cruise is in 3 months, 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years. That excursion is not yours until it's paid for. If before your cruise you decide that you don't want to do that excursion anymore, you can cancel it and that money will go right back to your credit card, okay? So it's not like you're locked in forever, but it is important because some excursions actually sell out pretty far in advance of a cruise sailing. So that's why I think it's really important, if you see what you really want to do, that you go ahead and book it. The next thing is write down how much you paid for that excursion, because down the road you might see a sale and it says they're on sale today and you think, oh my gosh, they're on sale, I should rebook. But not necessarily. You want to know how much you paid, because excursions have been going up like everything else in life a lot lately, and so you don't want to think you're getting a good deal and really pay more for an excursion than you already paid for it. So like I said, take a quick note and keep that in your little file for your cruise on your phone, however you do that in your life, and make sure that you know. And then when you think that you see a better price for it and you think, you know what, I'm going to cancel and I'm going to rebook it. Yes, you can do that. But if all of the spots for that excursion are sold out, it is you're going to have to worry about being able to get a spot again. First of all, if there's a wait list for it, it will go to the people on the wait list before it'll go to you to rebook again. So just make sure that you pay attention to what's going on for that. And then the other thing is when you're booking an excursion and what you want to book is already sold out and they don't have a wait list for it, keep checking back really often, because sometimes they don't add anymore, and that excursion is just sold out. But sometimes they will add a whole nother like bus load or whatever to that excursion, so some more will become available down the road. So just keep checking, and always when you get on board, check and see if they've had any cancellations as well, and see if you can get on the wait list there. I think that comes in really handy sometimes, because when people get on board, sometimes they change their mind about what they want to do. So make sure that you do that. Let me know any tips that you have for booking excursions down below. I'll look forward to reading them. Thanks for sharing everything with everyone. Now, tomorrow we have even more to get caught up on, and one thing that is so exciting to me is there are some changes coming in a lot of ports that are really going to open up a lot of options, the things that you can see, the things that you can do, and I'm really excited to tell you about it. So make sure that you come right back here again tomorrow. So I'll see you here again tomorrow, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.